Hello, this is Tom from Never Center. In this video, I'd like to show you first the new feature that we put into CameraBag 2020.2. That's CameraBag Pro and CameraBag Photo. And then I'd like to also show you some of the new features coming for the next update. So let's get right to it. This feature has been requested quite a bit and is very easy to see and to use, and it is starred favorite filters. So you can see there's this starred section up at the top of your presets tab, and any preset that I've got here, I can just come over here, click on that star, and then you'll see it pops it up into that starred list. And this also works on like custom presets. So a lot of people find that they use certain presets over and over, and so like maybe you use some of these film tones or whatever. And before you could save them to my presets as a new preset, but this will basically just link to the existing one, so you can quickly star and unstar them. And so then you can just come up here and click on them. And this can be handy. Sometimes also if you're just working with a particular set of photos, you want to temporarily star some just while you're working on them, and then just click on the star here to unstar them. So anyway, that's a super handy thing to just make it easier to get to the presets that you use over and over again. So now coming up in the next version of CameraBag, which will be 2020.3, we've worked on another feature that a lot of people ask for. This has to do with, well, I'll start showing it with Vignette. So this is Vignette as you've used it before, and we've, in the past, existing versions of CameraBag, we've just made it accurate to what actual lens vignette would be, which is just around the edges, and then you can adjust the radius. But it wasn't movable, and so you'll see now there's this blue circle in the center, and I can actually move the vignette center so that if I want to highlight different areas of this photo, then it's easy to do that. And so it's technically less realistic, but can be handy for a lot of things, even if you want to just move it slightly off center. And then we've also, since it uses such similar controls with the circular blur, we have a similar thing. So let me just decrease the radius of this just to make the circular blur a little bit more apparent. So yeah, now I can move the center of this to whatever. So if I want to like highlight the lower part of this waterfall, then I would just drag it down there. And if I wanted to highlight the upper part, then I drag it up there or wherever you want. And so those can be very handy now that they are movable to do lots of interesting things. But with that same code, basically, we've been able to add a new mask that's also very handy, which you can see right here, this new spot mask. So with a mask, when I just click on the mask, you won't see anything because it's going to affect whatever tile I place next to it. So say I choose like exposure, and then if I turn the exposure up, you can see it's only doing it in this center part defined by this spot mask, and I can increase the radius or decrease the radius or the fall off or whatever. And then I click on this tile, and whatever it is, it works with any tile. So I'm using it with exposure. You could use it with, temperature if you wanted to make it warmer or cooler, whatever. But let me go back to exposure. This can be really cool. It really is like relighting a photo. Because our exposure algorithm is quite natural. It's based on modeling actually what happens when you increase or decrease the exposure on a physical camera. It really looks like you're moving a light around, whether that be on a portrait or like on these cliffs or whatever. And you can also move a shadow around. So if I decrease the exposure, then it's just very naturally decreasing the light wherever I drag this to. And you can have multiple of these, so with any tile in CameraBag of the standard tiles, you can have as many copies as you want. So if I wanted 2 shadows that I can move around, then I'd pull this one over here after copying and pasting. And then I can really emphasize the light on the waterfall by adding these shadows over here, and I can toggle that on and off, and you can see what happens. Like I say, I can turn it up or turn it down or whatever. And it's neat to be able to use that with any of these adjustments. and you can do some really cool artistic things if you enjoy that sort of more location spot focused adjustments, which we haven't had before. And this is a precursor to, in the future we hope to do brush tools where you can really define areas for adjustments. But as a first step, these spots that you can move around are super handy, and I think that you'll enjoy them a lot. So that'll be coming in the next update, and we hope that you'll enjoy these new favorite filters in this existing update. Thanks.